First off, to get on the same bus as them, no. That's beyond me. I am not putting myself in a bowl of fire. I know how to pick my war. I know when to have war and when not. I know when to draw back. First and foremost, it's only me, Roy, Marky, and Raymond. Over there is Jazzy, her brother, a whole bunch. It's a bunch. It's a crowd. They make a crowd. They got a crowd going on over there. And you telling me you want to get on the same bus as them? I reckon not. Found somebody else to do it. So all of a sudden, Raymond like, we didn't come all the way over here. Bro, just not to run up on them, man. They ain't gonna even know what's coming. Yeah, we're gonna be taking a few of them. And then somebody gonna grab us. Somebody, I'm like, hold on, wait. My phone rings. It's Legs. So I pick up. Legs like, they just expelled me. I'm like, what? She like, yeah, for a whole quarter. So I was like, oh my gosh. She like, yeah, but I can come when school is out doing after school programs and make my credit. I'm like, I'm so sorry. She like, I'm glad you safe at the crib though. I didn't mention your name. She was trying to, but I had your back, blah, 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 blah. She like, Junior had your back too. I'm like, Junior got in trouble? Yeah, he got in like he got kicked out. I'm like, wait, out of school? She like, yeah, his worse than mine. So I'm like, look, you still inside? She like, I'm coming out right now. I'm grabbing my books out the locker. I was like, Jazz not in there. She like, yeah, they talked to her first. She already left. I'm like, she didn't leave. She like, what you mean? I'm like, look, I'm over here by the school. She like, where y'all at? I'm like, meet me by the football field. Boom. We going on ahead. We meet her by the football field. I'm like, y'all, come on. So that you hear Raymond like, who is that? First off, you don't got a right. Mr. Forger, you don't have a right to ask me any questions. Because I'm still heated that you forged my name to get my brother out. You know what I'm saying? First off, Marky is already in the hot seat. He already not. This man was sleeping outside in a tent. Okay? I don't got time for the extra. I want to keep my phone. I want to keep my door. I want to keep, like, that's, like, because when my mama get petty, when she strip a room, she know how to strip it. If she could, she would have stripped the paint. So, no, I was not happy about him making that move, especially without me. Because if that was the case, I would have wanted to go get my brother on my own. But me and him, we'll talk about that. So, boom, we get to the football field. She's right there. She like, wait, hold on, wait, let me catch Junior. I'm like, hold on, let me call him. So I'll call Junior. I'm like, hey, come to the football field. He like, oh, I already started walking off. I'm like, no, come to the football field. He like, I can't be, you know what I'm saying, on school grounds. He like, they told me I had to be gone immediately. Just meet me at the gas station. I'm like, no. He like, I could turn around. I'm like, don't go to the gas station. He like, why not? I'm like, everybody over there. Everybody who we just got into it with. So he like, all right, he like, I'm just going to come on the football field. So, boom, he ended up coming on the football field. He like, why are y'all over here? I'm like, look, they over there across the street. I'm like, we can run up. I'm like, we could take them. So, Marky like, you just said we couldn't take them. I'm like, we have more people. We have people in a slot now. I'm like, we got people in there. He like, them two. I'm like, yeah, they got hands. Them the ones that helped me because you went to go get my brother and you took. So Raymond like, hold on, man. He like, look, I just thought we was gonna need some extra help. I know you want your brother there. I'm like, it's cool. So I'm like, y'all, let's go across the street and bum rush him. So Roy like, hey, let's just go all the way around. Instead of going the way we came, let's just go all the way around. Because once we come from the opposite end of the school, we would be like directly coming out that drive-through kind of, and we can go straight across the street to the gas station. So as we, boom, hit the corner and we look, nobody is out there no more. So I'm like, maybe they went inside the store. So Marky say, it's only one way to find out. Raymond say, you're right. Legs like, come on, y'all, let's go. So, boom, we gets across the street, right? Cars coming, we gets across the street. We goes inside the gas station. Nobody's really in the gas station that we looking for. So, I'm like, maybe they left. So, I'm like, y'all don't know where Jazz stay? So, Liz like, oh, if I knew where she stayed, I would have been went to her house. So, I'm like, I'm like, we just probably got to catch them tomorrow. Junior like, I'm not going to be able to come up here tomorrow, but I can always meet y'all at the gas station. I'm like, man, I'm sorry that I got you kicked out. He like, you didn't get me kicked out. He like, they was just trying to jump you. He like, I don't know what's going on. He like, but I wasn't going to let that ride. I thought we was cool. We cool. I'm like, yeah, we cool. We cool. He like, I'll figure it out. I just got to let my mom know. Now, here's the deal. I don't know how his mom is, but if my mom will find out I'm kicked out the turtle skew, my mama will put a permanent foot in my posterior. I will have 3 fetuses, okay? I will have 3 foots, okay? Like, no. So I was just like, yo, you taking it to the chin. You a real chief for this one. So I'm like, man, yo, I'm like, we're just going to have to catch them tomorrow. So I'm like, hold on, wait. I said, I could get an address. So Marky like, how? I'm like, Kiki. He like, the girl, mom don't want you. I'm like, don't say that. So you hear Raymond like, no, sit. I'm like, nothing. Marky like, you already. I'm like, don't say it. He like, what? Don't say that the one that mom don't want you talking to. And if you find, I'm like, bro, I'm like, listen, she dropped the girl off and had picked her up and all that. So she most definitely know where she stay. So Raymond like, call her. I'm like, and we all go over there, pay them a little visit. So Marky like, I'm down. I already told you. So we're like, I'm down. So we're like, I need somewhere I can roll up at. So boom, he dips off him and Junior, and they go roll up over there by the tree. So boom, I call Kiki and I walk off because I don't want nobody hearing our conversation. I walk off and I got my back turned. So she picks up. I'm like, hey, should I hurry up, talk quick? I'm at work. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. She like, yeah, Miss Shirley just fired somebody. I'm like, oh, man, it's crazy. She like, we need help. You should see, can you come back up here and work since your mama get your stuff back? I'm like, listen, that's not what I called you for. So I feel hot air. I feel like right here, like all up it, I felt like my whole neck was burning. So I'm like, hold on. I'm like, Marky, like, what? I'm like, why are you on my neck like that? He like, I want to hear what you're telling your little girlfriend. I'm like, man, come on. So she like, what's up, Brody? I'm like, listen, you remember that girl, Jazz? She like, so you called an argument? I'm like, no. I don't want to argue. I'm like, look, her brother just jumped me, right? She like, what? I'm like, yes. I'm like, listen. I'm like, what is, and I get a call coming through. So when I get a call coming through, I click the button. I ain't even look and see like, oh, who called me? I just click the button, like click. So the call could go to voicemail. So she like, what? I'm like, look, somebody was just calling me. Listen, can you give me her address? She like, her address for what? I'm like, I'm finna go over there. She like, can do what? I'm like, I'm finna go beat her up. Like, what you mean I'm finna go beat her up? Like, why you asking me questions? So she was like, why are you finna go fight her? I'm like, are you gonna give me an address or not? She like, see, I'm always there for you when you need me. I'm like, Kiki, I don't want to argue. So Marky like, get out my, if you don't get out my face, she's blowing me through the speaker and you blowing me face expression wise. So I'm like, come on. She like, look, I take a break in 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. She like, so just come to the job. I'm like, I can't. I'm at by my school. She like, all right, I'm gonna ask Miss Shirley, can I leave a little fast and I'll be right back. I'm like, all right, let me know what she say. Boom, I hang up. So Marky like, what she say? I'm like, oh, you thirsty. So I'm like, y'all, come in. So everybody huddle up. I'm like, look, we about to possibly get picked up and Kiki finna take us over there. But we gotta wait for 10 minutes. They're like, what? I'm like, but she finna ask her boss, can she leave a little early? So all of a sudden we're like, so we could just smoke and we could just wait. That'd be 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, cool. So boom, he flames up. Everybody hitting it. It gets to me. I'm like, nah, because I know if I would have smoked, I would have been paranoid. I need to be aware. I'm not, I don't want to smoke. So boom, they pass. I'm like, no, I'm good. So Marky like, he looking because he in the circle, but he like, why? I'm like, I just want to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm alert. He like, you scared? I'm like, boy, no. Like, it's just, I don't want to be paranoid. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what's going on. So, boom, my phone go up. Zip, zip, zip. I look, it's Piper. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, everybody pretty much hitting me up. I ignore the call, right? So, Marky like, man, how long is it going to take? A call her back. I'm like, y'all not even done with the plan yet. Just keep smoking. Boom, they get finished. Couple of minutes later, boom, she calls. She like, I'm 5 minutes away. Where y'all at? I'm like, at the gas station, right across the street from the SKU. Kiki pulls up. We all hop in the car. So Kiki like, we are like sardines in the car because there's a lot of us. So Kiki like, who is these people? I'm like, well, you know, Mark. She like, I know your brother. I'm like, you know, I know him. I'm like, this is where she like, yeah, I saw of him. I'm like, this Legs and Junior, these my peoples right here. She like, and all y'all about to go over there. I'm like, can you please just drop us over there? So she like, I'ma just drop y'all off and wait, like, you know, on the side, and y'all could just catch me on the next block and I'll take you home. She like, don't be gone long. I'm like, in my mind, like, it's a fight. Like, I'm not counting the minutes if we fight. So boom, this girl driving us there. So Marky like, yeah, she don't even know what's about to happen. Marky talking big. So I'm like, Marky, be quiet. So Roy like, hey, yo, y'all want to finish this other little piece? He like, I still got another piece from earlier that we didn't finish when we was up on that trail. So she like, nah, y'all don't smoke in my car. She like, because I got to go back to work. I don't want to smell like it. That's understandable. Boom. She like, okay. We pull up. She like, her house is right there. So I see it, right? So she got a balcony and everything. She like, her bell is the first bell. So I was like, wait, we got to ring a bell. So, you know, if we ringing a bell, people ain't going to just budge you in. You on the intercom. So Marky like, we got to play it cool. He like, she don't know Raymond. I'm like, but no, we all going up there. So we gets out the car. So Kiki like, look, I'm going to be waiting over there. So she was showing us like in front of the other house she was going to be waiting at. Boom, we all get out the car. So I'm like, y'all stop. Wait, we got to have a plan. Marky like, it ain't no plan. We go up there, we ring the bell. I'm like, calm down. You shouldn't, first I'm still heated. You shouldn't even be here. You shouldn't even be here. Okay? This is supposed to be my private project on my own and you here. So I'm like, just her. She like, all right, so what's the plan? What if the plan don't even go according to plan? I'm like, hush. Y'all stand on the side. I'm going to ring the bell by myself. So Roy like, you sure? Raymond like, man, we all going to go at the legs. Like, look, I'll ring the bell. I'm like, no, stop. I'm going to ring the bell. Because if she come out, maybe I could just talk to her, right? So, boom, I go up there. They agree. They wait on the side, right? I go up there. I press the bell. Who this? Right? So it wasn't her voice. It wasn't her voice because I would have recognized her voice. I'm like, is Jazz there? She like, who wants to know? I'm like, one of her classmates. Okay. I'm like, can you tell her to come downstairs? Wait a minute. Right? Straight like that. So I'm like, who could that be? So they're like, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know who it was. But it wasn't her. I know her voice. So boom, I see somebody coming down the stairs. So I'm trying to like do little language. Like, boom, open the door. I'm like, she like, that was you ringing my bell? And I was like, yes, I was looking for Jazz. She say, she's not here. I'm like, you her big sister? She was like, no, I'm her mother. Why? I'm like, can I talk to you? She was like, you're talking to me. I'm like, can you wait a minute for a second? She like, what do you want? And so I was like, I'll just give me a second. So I called my friends over. Like, I called everybody over. Like, so she looking like, all y'all looking for her? So I'm like, well, we was coming over here to fight her. She like, for what? She had her robe on. She was like, for what? And so she finally comes fully out the door and let the other door like closed. So that's how I knew, like, oh, she probably was like preparing, like, oh, hold on, wait, what's really going on? So I was like, well, your daughter and her brother. She like, her brother, my son? I'm like, yes, they jumped on me. And so my friends was coming to the house to jump on them. She like, jumped on you? I'm like, yeah, she ended up going to the principal office. I'm like, I didn't get in trouble. Now, here's the deal. The way I'm wording it is because I'm not going to say she got into it with them and my people's jumped on it and they end up fighting and her brother was a big bro. I'm going to say it's me. Right? I'm going to say it's me. And plus, I didn't get in trouble. So she said, okay. She said, what's your name? I'm like, Roshan. She was like, okay. You think you can come back here a little later, like in a couple of hours? Let me handle this. I'm like, yes, I can. She said, you got a phone? I'm like, yes, I got a phone. She like, take my cell phone number down. So boom, she give me her cell phone number. I put the number in. She like, call me in an hour or so. I'm like, yes, ma'am. She like, okay, thank you for coming over here telling me. She like, I'm sorry, whatever's going on. So as we're walking off, Marky like, bro, why you snitch? I'm like, what you mean? What I was gonna tell her? Oh yeah, get to tell her to come down. I don't want to fight. No, I had to plan B. I had to swap. He like, I thought we were sticking to the plan. I'm like, don't start. All of a sudden, zzz, zzz, my phone's still going off. I finally look at it. I have missed calls, but it's from the house phone. Then I got private missed calls. So I'm like, yo, mama just called. He like, pick up. I'm like, I'm gonna call her back. So I called. I'm like, hey, Ma, don't hate me. Where are you? I'm like, I had at the SKU program. I was trying to get my extra credit because we got progress report coming Monday. We got progress report coming Monday, so I had to finish my quizzes. Roshan, you supposed to been here, okay? And where is Marky with you? I'm like, no, he's not with me. She like, well, you know what? See, cause y'all playing. I'm finna come up to your SKU. I'm finna come up to your SKU right now. You wait right there. I'm like, wait right here. I'm about to be on the way. No. I'm coming to pick you up. So you stay right there at the SKU. I'm like, okay. So I hang up. So I'm like, yo, let's go. Boom, we hurry up. We get in the car. So Kiki like, what happened? She pulls off. Cause I'm panicking. I'm panicking. All right. So she don't know what happened. We just running. So she like, what happened? I'm like, yo, drop me off at the SKU. She like, why I'm dropping you off at home? I'm like, no, my mom is on the way to my SKU because I told her I was still at SKU doing at SKU work. So she like, oh my God. She like, what happened with the girl? I'm like, okay, so Jazz mom came down. I got her number. They wasn't there. Right? They wasn't there. Boom, we pull up to my SKU. We come on a different exit way. Boom, she pulls in the exit, not the entrance. She pulled in the exit way. All right, I gets out the car. So I'm like, Kiki, can you drop my brother off home? I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're gonna tell her, but you better make up something. You was not. I repeat, you was not with me. He was like, okay, I wasn't with you. I'm like, you wasn't say it with me. You wasn't with me. He like, I wasn't with you, bro. I got you. So I'm like, can you do it? She like, you owe me a big one. I'm like, I got you. I promise, right? So boom, I tell her, I got her. Boom. As they pull off, skirt, they all pull off, right? Even Junior, all of them pull off. So I'm there like in front of the SKU, right? So as I'm right there, I see Jazz make eye contact with me. But they over there like not by the gas station, but they're by the bus stop. But it's like a little dip off area, right? Where it's just nothing but trees and grass. And they sitting over there and I see her look at me. I see her. I feel the eye contact. So she looks and I see her tell them. So I'm like, oh my God. So I immediately pull my phone out. I am calling Kiki's phone. She's not picking up. I call Raymond's phone. His phone going straight to voicemail. So I'm like, he did say his phone was dead. I called Roy. Roy is not picking up. I called Legs and Junior. Nobody is picking up for me. They all coming across the street, but they stuck right there just waiting on the traffic to slow down. So I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm not going to hold y'all. I'm not going to hold y'all by the pinky. I was like, I better get ready. So I'm looking around like, yo, my heart had dropped. So I'm like, oh my God. So I'm looking. I'm like, oh, there go a brick. So I grabbed the brick, right? And I'm like, all right, if they come, I just gotta throw it, right? That's the only thing I'm thinking. I'm like, man, it's too heavy. So I threw the brick. I'm like, you know what? So I look like, I'm looking like I'm trying to go inside the SKU. So you know how you turn your back? I'm like trying to pull the door. It's locked. So I'm like, oh my God. They coming across the street. Now they getting closer. They done made it across the busy street. So all of a sudden you hear Jazz brother like, oh, didn't know we was gonna see you here. So he like, I mean, the way he was walking. So my family go off is Roy. So I'm like, Roy, they approaching me now. Click, and I hang up. So he like, yeah, what's up? He like, you want a one-on-one? He like, we won't jump you. You want a one-on-one? He like, look at your lip. Now my lip, yes, don't get me wrong. My lip was bust, okay? But it wasn't like bust right here. It was bust in the inside. So he was like, look at your lip. But you could tell it was like kind of big. So I'm like, look, I don't want to fight. Oh, you don't want to fight? Jazz like, yeah, you don't want to fight? No, come on, fight me. I'm like, Jazz, I don't want to fight you. She was like, no. I'm like, you know what? I'm finna call your mom. She like, you don't have my mom number. He like, call our mom? You gonna call our mom? You gonna call our mom? He doing all this stuff. You're gonna call our mom? And I'm like, man, move your fingers out my face. So the friend's like, yo, whenever you want me to swing, just let me know. I'm like, swing. I'm like, I'm finna call your mama though. So he like, call our mama then. Come on, call our mama. I'm like, you want me to call? All right. So I pull out my phone. So she tried to grab my phone and she was pulling like, yo, what you worried for? This thing don't got our mom. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna show you this thing. So I opened up my phone, called my contact list. Boom, I went straight to it. I called her. I put it on speaker. She picks up. She like, who is this? I'm like, hey, I just left your house. So when I said that, he looked. I'm like, your kids right now at the SKU, they're trying to find me and they got their friends. She said, can they hear me? I'm like, I got you on speaker. So the looks on their face was like a deer in headlights. They looked like, how did you? And she was more shocked. Jazz was more shocked. Like, you get my address. How you get my address? It was like a spooky look. It went from tough to, wait, what, really? And as she's talking, like, if y'all don't get, my mama is pulling up. My mom is pulling up. As their mom is talking. You would think, I said, yeah, my mom here right now. So my mom pulls up and she let down the window. She like, tell your friends bye. I'm like, they ain't my friends. And so I hang up, right? So all of a sudden, her brother just looked at me like, yeah, I'm coming up to your house like you came to my house. And so I'm like, yeah, that's cool. He like, yeah, go run and tell your mom. I'm like, I go tell my mom that. I get in the truck, right? So my mama like, so you was there hanging with your friends? I'm like, no. I'm like, they just coming out of SKU too. She like, look this, wait. I'm like, she like, what happened to your lip, Roshan? I'm like, I feel coming down the stairs chasing somebody. So you playing inside the SKU? I'm like, no, I wasn't playing. Oh, you was horsing around. So you a horse. You want to run around. Well, you supposed to be doing what? What you supposed to be doing when you go to school? I'm like, my word. Is that the reason why you stuck here late after the day and I'm waiting on you thinking something to happen to you? I'm like, I'm sorry. I should bust the other side of your lip. So I'm like, did you find Mark? No. You sure he wasn't with you? I'm like, no, I'm sure. So boom, he pulls up in front of the house. We gets inside the house. I just know for sure that Marky's in here. He's been gone before mom even touched down. So he should already be at the crib. So I'm like, We get here, she like, Marky. So she look at my dad like, did he come in? So my dad like, I just came from out there from the bar. I didn't see him, man. So she like, let me go check. So she's go check downstairs. She checks outside. So now I'm sitting there like puzzled. So my dad like, what's going on with you? I'm like, nothing. I'm like, I had to do some extra credit. We get our progress report Monday. He like, got all your credit? So I looked, I'm like, yeah. He like, come here. I'm like, huh? I'm like, I know, my lip. I'm like, I fell down the stairs playing with this girl. He like, not that. Come here. I'm like, what? He like, you got a hickey on your face? I'm like, I forget all about it. I forget all about the hickey though. I forget all about the hickey. So I'm like, what is that? He like, you know what that is. I'm like, I don't know what that is. He like, you know, if your mama catch you, you're going to be in trouble. I'm like, no, it probably came from me falling down the stairs. He like, no, that look like lips. He was like, that look like lips. I'm like, no. Nobody sucked on my face. That's nasty. So, you know, I'm like, that's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving him the nasty, disgusting speech or whatever. So my mama comes. She like, you know what, Al, we're going to send him to a boot camp. So I'm like, looking like he's not home. She say, no, he's not. And I'm about to break his legs and he ain't going to be able to walk anywhere, go anywhere without me. I'm finna make him handicapped. So I'm sitting there like, okay. I'm like, but Mom, she like, what? I'm like, progress reports is Monday. I know one thing, you better have all those credits. I'm like, okay, I will. She like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. So I walked off. I wanted to tell my mom right there, like, about my day. Like, straight up. But it was, like, so much. Because she's looking for Mark. And I'm wondering, where is he? And why do he pull this when there's something big going on? So, boom, I go in my room. I shut my door like. Zip, zip, zip. I'm like, I look. So, I'm like, oh, this Raymond. I pick up. I'm like, hello. He like, yo. He like, you good? He like, last thing that was said that they all was about to get ready to jump you. I'm like, yeah, I told bro they was all coming, but my mama ended up coming. I'm like, they didn't put a hand on me, not a finger. I'm like, hey, you saw Marky? He like, nah, he was with the girl. He like, the girl in Junior. He like, I got dropped off. I told her to drop me off. And I know she said she had to go to work. I'm like, he not at home. He like, he should have been at home. I'm like, he always doing something. So I'm like, I'm going to call you back. All right? So I hang up. Boom. I call, straight up, I call, you know what I'm saying, Junior. He picks up. Yo. I'm like, what's up? He like, you good? You straight? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, quick question. I'm like, where my brother at? He like, oh, I don't know. He like, I end up going back towards the skiway. I'm like, wait, did you drive up here by my house? And so he like, oh, no, she dropped off your other friend, which was Raymond. And Mark, your brother, he stayed in the car with her. I end up telling her, like, just drop me off, you know, by the bus stop, and I catch the bus back. He like, I live the opposite side. So I'm like, what about Legs? He like, no, Legs came with me. We both live on the same kind of side. I'm like, so it's just Mark and her? He like, last time I checked, he like, why? I'm like, nah, it's just all right, it's just he ain't home. He like, all right. So I'm like, all right. So boom, I hung up. So I'm like, call Kiki. So I called Kiki, no response. Call Kiki again, no response. So I'm like, you know what? So boom, I'm like, Mom. She like, what? I'm like, can I go to the barbecue place? I want some barbecue chicken. I'm like, and I get Caleb some ribs. She like, You got 20 minutes. You better call the order in. And you know how he like his ribs. Make sure they put extra barbecue sauce on there. I'm like, okay. So I did not call. I act like I did. I make the order inside. So boom, I'm walking, right? So I'm like, what is really going on? Boom, I gets inside of the barbecue spot. It's a long line. Clear as day, Kiki is there. She's busy. So I'm looking, I'm like, so she spots me. She like, so she showed me the booklet, like, I got a lot of tickets. So I'm just in line, boom, I get up there. She didn't take care of me. The other girl did. So I was like, I want to order your wings with extra sauce. Let me get 6 wings and let me get a slab of ribs, extra sauce on it. And I'm like, can you tell Kiki to come in? Boom. End up telling me to tell her I pay. Kiki like, I can't come out. I can't. I'm like, I need to talk to you. She like, call my phone. I'm like, I called. Like, so I'm arguing through things like, I called. She like, what? I'm like, just, where's my brother, right? So she opened up the door. She like, what? I'm like, where's my brother? He's at my house. I'm like, wait, what?